Hello everyone, welcome to this presentation on private 5G networks. My name is Dennis Ge. I'm working as Engagement Director in Ericsson Dedicated Networks. First of all, what do we mean by private networks? We say private networks because we are looking at those networks which are fully owned, operated, and used by the enterprise customers. And these private networks are using the cellular technology, the 4G and 5G technology. On this slide, you can see the trend of the global private network deployments. The first private cellular network deployments were back to the early 2010s using the LTE technology. The deployments are growing from there, from a small base, and now it's increasing rapidly. It is hard to determine the exact number of existing private cellular networks, as the details are often not made public. But according to the Berk Insight report, estimation is that there were total 1,400 private LTE and 5G networks deployed across the world by the end of 2021, including both trials and deployments. Of all these deployments, there were more than 1,000 private LTE networks. And the private 5G network deployments are estimated to be between 200 to 300 networks. And these 5G deployments were mainly trials and pilot deployments. The deployment here are across different verticals. And as you can see here, the manufacturing and warehousing has emerged as the largest vertical market, accounting for 15% of all the private network deployments. Estimation is until 2026, the number of private network deployments are expected to reach 13,500 networks at a compound annual growth rate of 57%. These deployments will open up a range of opportunities for the whole private network ecosystem. And we also expect the 5G to take a higher share in the total deployments from 2023 and beyond as the 5G market matures. Also, a meaningful number of private LTE network deployments will be upgraded to 5G starting in the next 2 to 3 years. There are many drivers behind this rapid growth. One of the key drivers is the industry digitalization and modernization. The enterprise customers, they want to use the new technologies to introduce new use cases and to support their digital transformation. And the other important enabler here is the spectrum availability. Radio spectrum is limited and the critical resource for the cellular networks. And the spectrum is usually managed by the national regulators. We see an increasing number of countries, regulators are introducing the local spectrum for the private networks, especially in the Europe, as you can see here in the middle. Here in East Asia, several governments have already released local 5G spectrum, like in Japan, in South Korea. We have both the middle band and the high band, the millimeter wave, released to the market. Also in Taiwan, the middle band is released. And the mainland China government is also considering to release the industrial spectrum. So from market point of view, this is a strong message because what it says to everyone is that the cellular is the right technology. If one government allocated the spectrum to the industries, this means for this government, this is considered as a strategic choice for them. And they understand the spectrum needed to be provided to the market to support the industries and also to support the ecosystem development. So industries, they have a need for robust and reliable connectivity. We see this across different verticals shown on the slide here, starting from manufacturing, going over mining, ports, offshore, and the process industries, power utilities, and also the airport. And what they need is the local survivability, which they need the network runs completely on-premise. All the components are on-premise, so the network is independent to the external networks. They are also asking high security and privacy because the enterprise, they want to keep the data local. So the data should not go other places because the data is also seen as a valuable asset. And they are also asking for certain quality of service. They want to see the high throughput and the low latency. And we think the cellular technology, the 4G and 5G technology, and the private networks can perfectly address this industry needs. However, we should keep in mind that here we are talking about those enterprises using the networks. So that means we need to rethink our approach, how to handle the network, how to install, how to operate and manage the networks. We should not expect all the enterprise customers to have all the competence and all the knowledge to install, operate, and manage a cellular network, because that requires a lot of competence. So therefore, we need to find the proper way that on one side to support these networks to have the required reliability and performance. And also at the same time, we need to provide the enterprise customer an automated way to set up the system and provide them an easy access to operate and manage the network. So the customer enterprise, IT and OT team, they can focus on their important aspects of the network, which are relevant for their business. And how we are doing this? So first here, we are aiming for simplicity. That means we are coming with the prepackaged solution. That means all the private network components are pre-integrated, which allows an enterprise customer to automate the deployment of that on-premise private network to a very high degree. That also means that the initial software activation is done in an automated way. Also, the future software upgrade and updates are in a fully automated way. And we have also introduced the local persona-based management because we understand that within the enterprise organization, there are also different teams using the networks. You have the IT organization, which more focus on the network connectivity aspects. And you also have the operational technology, the OT team. They are more focused on the device aspect of it, like how the devices are connected to the applications. And each of these personas, they have different needs and requirement. So therefore, we decided to go for a persona-based management, which means depending on the role you have in your organization and in the private network system, you have different views on the system in order to support that person and that team in the best possible way to executing his or her task. We are also aiming for efficiency because in particular for enterprise customers from the manufacturing segments and also from the other segments, time is really money, which means they need their networks to be managed in a very efficient way, to be set up in an efficient way, and also can be upgraded and lifecycle managed in an efficient way with almost zero downtimes. And for this one, we have created a cloud-based management architecture. And with this architecture, we can also achieve the global consistent service level agreements. So customers, they can rely on the availability of the networks. And also they can rely on the certain responsible times in case there is a problem with the networks, so that they can get the best possible support in a short time to reduce any downtime of the networks. What we're also providing is a management API, and via this API, the network can be integrated into existing business and automation processes. Because the enterprise customers are using connectivity for certain purpose and for supporting certain types of use cases. And those use cases are working end-to-end from a device using the wireless connectivity up to an application running in the cloud, in the edge cloud, or in the private cloud. And the connectivity need to be integrated to this end-to-end solution. And we are offering this management API with this capability. So we have talked about our design thinking, and here is our Ericsson private 5G product offering, which is a prepackaged solution that we offer all of the Ericsson world-leading components in a fast to deploy, easy to operate, and lifecycle assured way. There are 3 key components in the product package. The first one is the network controller. Network controller hosts the core network functions. We optimized the dual mode core so it can be installed on a single server. It can offer both the 4G and 5G capabilities at the same time. Ericsson Private 5G provide 2 network controller sizes, the small and the large here, to address the different customer needs. The small server provides up to 1,000 users and 1 Gbps throughput, and the large server provides up to 20,000 users and 10 Gbps throughput. These network controllers are implemented in a pair of redundant servers to enable the high availability. The other key component here is the radio. Ericsson Private 5G leverages the Ericsson radio portfolio, enabling both the small area indoor use cases and the wide area outdoor use cases. The compute capability for the radio network is provided by the Ericsson basebands, which acts as a bridge between the network controllers and the other component, radio component. The last component here is the management, as you can see on the right side here. Ericsson Private 5G used the cloud-based management, and we provide the network management portal to the customer. The network management portal is a user-friendly interface that enables the enterprise IT administrator to manage the Ericsson private cellular networks. This portal allows the end customer to manage their networks efficiently with the features like a KPI dashboard, event logs, APN management, IMSI and SIM management, and more functions there. So there is also a SIM card writer included here in the package to allow the enterprise customers to write the site-specific security credentials onto the SIM cards. This enables the enterprise customer, they have full control which cellular devices have the access to the site. And all these device keys are stored locally on the network controller on premise. We also provide an easy-to-use performance monitoring application, which is called the Watchdog here. It can be installed on your preferred Android devices that connected to the network to help your enterprise IT team to monitor the network performance easily. The application can monitor the latency, the radio signal strength, and also you can trigger a speed test from this application on the device, or you can trigger it from the network management portal. So it's very easy to use to monitor the network. We understand that for the private networks, the partnership and ecosystem are the key to unlock the full value of the 5G and also the Industry 4.0. So no company can unlock the full value alone. Ericsson has an open and global ecosystem. We run the partner program, which brings together like-minded people to ensure seamless industrial IoT. We are working with device, modules, and gateway vendors. This device gateway bring the cellular connectivity, and also they are the key component to gather the data, which is required for the workflow digitalization. We also have partners of the independent software vendors. They bring the industrial application and the platforms to the industries. For example, like the concept of digital twins. We also have professional system integrator partners. They integrate, deploy, and optimize the network together with the device and the applications according to the industry use case and customer need. So by working with these partners, we are bridging the gap between the devices and the applications. Ericsson have over 200 private networks deployment globally. For example, the smart POS at Rotterdam World Gateway, and the automated mining with Boliden, and the AR robotics with ABB, and also many other industry deals with key customers across the world. We also deployed private networks in our own manufacturing factories in the US, in China, and also in the Europe. So we're really part of driving the industry revolution. Here I would like to share one reference from our deployment at Mercedes-Benz Factory 56 in Germany. Factory 56 is a Mercedes-Benz most modern assembly factory. It handles the production of the S-Class cars. One key use case in this factory is to make the product line flexible by using the driverless transport system, the automated guided vehicle, to move the car body from one assembly step to another. And also the assembly materials are transported by the AGV to the line. So for different vehicle production, they only need to change the route of the AGV. So to support this flexible production, there are more than 400 AGVs in this factory. This requires a very reliable and also very high performance networks. So together with our partner, we have built the private 5G networks in this 20,000 square meters factory. We installed the core network at the data center, and we installed the baseband and our award-winning radio dot at the production area to provide 5G coverage and good performance. So enabled by the 5G, the process is optimized, and also the flexibility is maximized, and the efficiency is increased by around 25% compared to the previous S-Class assembly line. Okay, so this is all my presentation. Thanks a lot for your attention, and enjoy your event.